Yo, what's going on, bro?
What up? What up? What up? Another episode. Here we are.
I shouldn't like. Sometime when the music ends, it's always a surprise. It's like, oh,
It's
it's
like,
time to go.
hello. Well, hello. Hey, how was your week, man? How's it been going?
That's always a question that catches me off guard every Monday
How does it
because
catch you off guard if you know it's coming every
because
Monday?
it's Monday, and it's like, how my week going? Like we only 2 days in, and depending on how you count it, you might be only one day in, right?
Hey, that's valid. That's valid. So maybe I should start off with something else. How's it starting? How's your week starting?
It's you know what, bro. It's been a good start, man. It's Monday. I accomplished all the things that I needed to accomplish today, right?
Okay.
And so you
Yeah.
can't be mad at that. Well, at least from a work perspective, I think I got some good shit done. Um, will I work a little bit tonight? Probably because I lack a little bit of balance. So and it's like it's just like this chasing the you know this chase to get ahead. Does that make
Right.
sense? Right?
Yeah.
I
No.
feel like it's like, boom, you stack your day sometimes with too many meetings, and then you're in a race for the rest of the week to try to get ahead. Or if you're going out of town at the end of the week, it's
Yeah.
this race to get ahead so that you don't come back with a crap ton of work, right? So I feel like when it comes to like our work life, it's like we're in this constant state of chase to get ahead, if that makes sense.
Hey, bro. It seems like I don't know if it's the pandemic or well, now Biden didn't said the pandemic's
Oh,
over.
pandemic is over.
But now it's like some of the stuff, it feels like work turned up like a couple
Yeah,
notches. You
yeah,
know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
Where it's like, damn, I'm like always working. I'm always working.
I mean, and sometimes, in full transparency, right? Like it doesn't always feel like work, right? I mean, and I think it's hard to balance it sometimes where it's like, yo, like I'm enjoying what I'm doing, but it's still work. And so I still need to maybe shut it off so that I can jump into whatever it is that I need to do next, whether it's family or or fraternity or just a side hustle or whatever, right? Like
Right.
it's
Right.
like I'm just grind, and I'm enjoying it, but it's like, oh, maybe I should push pause.
Right. Yeah, I think I'm coming up on a pause. I think I am coming up on a pause.
I mean,
I
but
don't
you guys did a little mini family vacay this weekend, right?
we went up to a cabin. We went to a cabin. Was that a getaway? I think it was so quick.
Mm-hmm.
It was like super quick. And I think it was relaxing, yes. It doesn't qualify fully as a vacation.
No, no, no. I don't think it does.
Yeah. So it's like
Let me ask a quick question
jet
then.
jet away. Bow bow.
What qualifies as a vacation? Like, what's the length of time that qualifies as a vacation? And y'all feel free. Those who are watching with us today, jump in the comments. Let us know, like,
So like
what's a
I don't
vacation?
know. So vacation to me is always going to be definable by the beach. It's not
Okay.
really vacation unless there's a beach involved, if there's a good amount of packing and detachment away from home,
Mm, okay.
right? So, like for me right now, I'm coming up on the beach itch again, where I was
Okay.
like, yeah, even though we went to Key West, and that's the sad part. That's why I think I've identified that I'm probably working too much, is because I'm
Mhm.
coming up on this where it's like I got to get back to a beach. I got to tap the beach again. And I
Yeah.
think Keisha said at least 4 days.
Ooh,
I
4 days might not be long enough.
I really feel like 4 days is a minimum qualifier because Keisha, you got kids, right? So you know the day going and the day coming back,
Those don't count.
those are gone. If
Travel
we're
days do
talking
not
about
count.
4 plus 2 travel days, maybe, right? But vacation has to be detached. It has to be detached. I can't even think about
Man,
vacation.
and here she go. We just got back from St. Thomas. That's
Come on, man.
Oh, so hey, real quick, I do want to. Star is watching. Our good friend of the show, Star. She is watching, so shout out to her. I am wearing her 5K T-shirt from the Star Institute from last year. I didn't realize that I was wearing it today, but her 5K is coming up for this year. So if it's a virtual 5K, so Star, if you're still watching, maybe put the link to the
Put the link in,
put the
Star.
link. Yeah, put the link to the 5K and this year's virtual 5K in the chat, and
Yeah.
I'll make sure to talk about it every week. So her goal is to have one person in all 50 states have participation in all 50 states participate in the 5K. So super dope. She's done it for a couple years now. She can fill in the rest of the details, but boom, 5K. So the Star Institute 5K money goes to a good cause.
Good plug. Good plug.
So I'm with you, bro. Back to this vacation thing. I'm thinking for me, 5 days minimum, like that at that mental space.
5 days with travel or 5 days?
No, not counting travel. So I need 5 because so for me, it's 1 day to travel, right? So even if we drive to Florida, right? You and I, we do that drive to Florida every year or every other year. And, so that's a 5-hour ride.
Right.
By the time you get settled, half the day is gone.
Yeah.
And then it still takes me a moment to like not only decompress from the ride, but to shut off the brain from work.
Yeah. No,
I
I
agree. And on the
agree.
back half of the trip, then your brain goes back to like, okay, cool. I have to start spinning it back up to vacate to turn off vacation, and then slowly work starts to creep back in. And you're like, okay, cool. Like maybe I'll look at my phone if there's an email that I can answer really, really quickly.
Nope.
And so that's the hard part is shutting it all the way down.
And see, that's why I appreciate cruises, right? Because for a minute, I was like, I'm not paying for the phone package or the connected package or whatever, right? And there was something so stressful about not being connected to the world. But at the same time, where I've never relaxed so well after day one of being like, and what I like about like we did a Carnival cruise, right? So they have like you could do room service whenever, and it's not additional. It's just that's a thing, right? You could get the drink package and not have to worry about that. You got food all around. I was like, yo, I'm good because I think what it is, and Jeff, I'm curious of this, and Keisha, for you, for your own roles in your family, if you're the one that's always kind of thinking of the stuff, like thinking of like, oh, what are we going to eat for dinner? Like, I know that's a big daunting task, wife, right? For me, it's like, what kind of car are we going to rent? How are we going to get there? Where are we going to stop for gas? How is this going to go? And to get on a cruise ship and not have to think about any of that stuff is amazing. That whoever came up with that concept got it, because I don't want to think about anything. I just want to.
It's interesting because it's interesting for me to hear you say that about even your driving travel experiences, because now I don't. We got the pilot, Honda Pilot, right? So we ain't renting no car no more to go on a driving vacation. Two, because GPS, right? And because the little speedometer thing tell me how many miles I got to go on my gas tank. I mean, on that tank of gas I have. I don't even think about where and when I'm going to stop for gas. I just go up. Oh, got about 40. I got about 100 miles left. Let me fill it up and keep going. So I feel like you're overthinking.
I am, but I mean, me when it comes to like vacations and stuff. There's a point where I will not be a part of these conversations on traveling, picking destinations and houses and all, like vacations and how we gonna do it. Once we decide on that and we're like, yeah, this is where we're going, these are the dates, that's when I now come in and I'm like this. Okay. So we gonna need what? A tent? How tents? How many tents? What tents? Where tents? Where's the beach going to be at in vicinity? And people will be like, man, we got really nice because someone thought these things through. And it's like, I am that person. Like I'm the person again, Jeff, my claim to fame, right? Is that I once flew up to Chicago at like the first flight up, rented a car, picked up a car full of records,
Hmm.
and drove them back to Atlanta and got back in the same day. And it was like such an articulated dance that I was proud of myself because logistically to pull that off was like, yeah, that's great. It was also on my brain every step of the way. That was like, where am I going to stop at? I'm going to stop in Nashville. I'm going to get something to eat here. I'm going to get off here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go here. Pa, 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 pa.
Yeah.
And now it's like, yeah, I don't want to think about any of that stuff. That is a true vacation for
Yeah.
me.
So you know me in our vacation style, right? Like if it comes, so when we vacation, like we even build into our vacation planning. Like if we're gonna be, and when I say local, I mean United States local, right? Like not over the water.
Yeah.
Like instead of putting it in a car, packing it up, you know us, we will get the damn address to an Airbnb or to the hotel we stay in, and
Hey,
we will Amazon Prime
every
stuff,
and it,
everything, right?
that's
And
cool.
then
Yeah.
I have no issue with
Right.
the Airbnb host just got some new chairs because like I'm not mentally thinking about where this stuff is gonna, because we did it one year and we were like, all right, we're gonna bring this, this, and this. We're gonna pack the car up, and then we're gonna figure out where all this stuff goes, and then we got to figure out where all these people are gonna sit, and then all right, we need car chargers for the kids. Like,
Yeah.
no, you know what? Damn it, ship the diapers, ship the tents, like, and then guess who? What? Keep it.
Yeah.
Like, what I learned is I just don't have, because vacation is so important to me. Like, I don't want to. I know the beauty of my kids is as long as wherever we go has pizza, macaroni and cheese, chicken nuggets, they're good, right? Pizza and
Right.
spaghetti, they good. And so now it's like, well, shoot, as an adult, fam, if I'm sitting on the beach, just run me to DoorDash. Like I don't need to spend time thinking about what I want to eat or where I want. As
Yeah.
long as the only thing I don't ship, I will bring a starter bottle of bourbon
Right.
and some draw. Like literally, it's like boom, give me some swimming trunks, give me some tank tops, and give me a couple pair of flip flops
Right.
and my starter bottle of bourbon. I'm good to go.
But
I'm
see,
good to
that's what, but that's why I think real vacation for me is not having to think through any of those things, right? And that's why oftentimes you'll hear me say multiple times, like, "Oh, well, we were with the kids," right? Because I want to make sure they have a great
go.
experience,
Mhm.
and it's like I want to do all those things, but also my true vacation is like a nah. I ain't think about anything,
Keisha,
and
Keisha talking about she bring a travel hookah.
hey, you got to do what you got to do. I feel it. I feel it. Hey, I one time, long time ago, Danielle is signed on. She will be able to back me up. Danielle had started going to University of Miami. It was like one of my first times going down there to visit her, right? So outside of the hellish trip that I will tell you about one day on how I ended up getting down there, which was a nightmare. Once I got down there, I only had like 2 pairs of clothes, right? Everything else I got while I was down there. It just kept staying down there longer and longer. I was like, I'll stay another couple of days because I like Miami. It was cool. It was chill. That's the kind of freedom that I want on vacation. It's like I ain't got to think about any of that stuff. You know what I mean?
So the homie, and I know today is not a vacation episode. I was talking to my frat brother the other day, and
Yeah.
he was like, him and his wife, they have 2 girls. They do, I think he said they do 2 family vacations. One, so and I think both of their fathers have passed. And
Okay.
so they try to do one, or they do two, both of them, either one with each grandparent or two with both, right? So this way they can do a family vacation
Right.
and then they got built-in babysitters. And then he has encouraged her. He paid for her to do her first girls trip, and
Yeah.
now she does like 3 girls trips a year, and
Okay.
then he
Nice.
does
Right.
2 or 3, and he's like, my guys trips, or even he's like, yo, I've even gotten comfortable with just traveling solo, just so that I don't have to be responsible for anybody.
Yeah.
And he's like, and it may not, he's like, yo, it may not even be a long trip. It may not be
Yeah.
7 days. He's like, it might be just a weekend. But he was like, he's like,
Oh
that
yeah.
just, and then they do a vacation. Then they do several vacations a year with just them two. So he said it allows us to connect as a family. It allows us to connect with me and my wife. And then it allows each one of us to just connect with ourselves and not be responsible for people. And I
Oh,
was like, yo, that's dope.
I ain't mad
And he
at you.
was like, but you have to be very intentional about having those conversations with your significant other so that you can plan for those things financially as well. And I'm like, fam, like that sounds like, Daniel, I'm with you. That sounds like a goal. Like,
Yeah, like I now so like I guess it's the only thing for me that I would say is Danielle knows I've been on because I used to travel. There is conference season for us where there's just conferences and presenting and doing things like that. Where I
but is
will
that,
be
but is
on
that,
now.
but can
See,
you count that as a trip for you if you're presenting at conferences?
if you do it the way you need to do it, right?
Okay. All right.
It's
All
not
right. All right. We're good.
how
We're
you
good.
how you do things, right? So I think there's the idea of like if you go to a national conference and you've been multiple times, you know how to work it to where you can get your own experience and do your own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I will go to a city and be like, oh yeah, I'm straight. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't want
Yeah.
because I'm not thinking about my coworkers like that. I'm doing my own thing. You know what I mean? But at the same time, there's there's ways to kind of get that out, you know what I mean, and explore. I really do think some of the best trips I've been on have just been unexpected and just kind of roll with it,
Right.
right? And those are great trips. It takes, like you're saying for your friend, it takes a significant amount of planning, consideration, intentionality, and how that's put forth in
Yeah.
your relationship to make sure because it doesn't help if one person's doing all this travel and the family can't do anything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, his point was also that because like I'll speak for myself. I think Candace has long wanted to take vacation without the kids. Or I'll say this: when it was just us three, me, her, and Xavier, she was ready to drop Zay, boom, at grandmama's house and shoot the deuces and go. It
Mhm.
was more of a me that was holding things up, like, yo, I don't want to leave my kid. That's my firstborn. And so now I think we run into the excuse of not wanting to tax or burden our primary babysitter, which would probably be her mom. And so it's like, yo, like, but and their point was, yo, you gotta go away. You gotta do it, right?
Yeah.
You gotta get that vacation in for just y'all two. And so like that's something that I wanna
And
figure
I
out
mean,
or think about because we need it.
and I would also say, so one year, me and Danielle did a staycation, and I think there are only select cities where you can do that at, where it's like we just went into downtown. It just had the weekend to ourselves and have a great time.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
We linked up with y'all and had little alley
Was
steak.
that a little alley night?
It was
Look,
little alley
that
steak. That was
was such a good day.
epic. That was epic, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You can have these things. It's just about their intentionality about it.
You're
But
right.
yeah, so vacation done for this episode. What else we got? Because we got a bunch of stuff.
The weekend was crazy. So do we want to start with
Where
all
you
right,
want to start?
let's start with Riri being back.
RiRi is back outside.
Yeah,
And
Riri is outside. She done had the baby. You know what I loved about that whole Rihanna situation? Rihanna said she was performing at the Super Bowl.
what?
Like, when did that announcement come out? Yesterday?
Yeah, it was like yesterday or so.
So
Yeah.
I think it was Thursday. The news broke that like Taylor Swift was going to be performing at the Super Bowl, and it was like the reaction to that was like, how the hell you gonna go from Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre,
Right.
Eminem, and 50 Cent, great Super Bowl, and Kendrick, right? From last year, you got that great Super Bowl halftime show, and then you go from that to Taylor Swift. And
No.
so
I
like,
saw I saw someone post that said AB is gonna find his way back at the Super Bowl without being an NFL player because his song is going viral with all the football players.
man,
Because it has that little dance thing that he does. And
bruh,
they said he gonna show up with RiRi in the Super Bowl and it's
man,
gonna be on and popping. But no, seriously, I'm really excited because that I
heck
think
yeah.
you're gonna get new music from Rihanna. You're gonna get a new album sometime. Short.
Hey, hey, I love it. So there's a side of me that also loved the racist mood swing that people went through. It was like Taylor
From
Swift.
Little Mermaid or no?
Oh yeah, they went from Little Mermaid anger to we got Taylor Swift performing at the Super Bowl, and then whoosh, Rihanna's the headliner, and it was like, oh my god, yeah. So I enjoyed the pettiness of it all, to be
Oh
quite
yeah.
honest with you.
I am excited. I'm excited to see who else comes along for the ride. Who do you think is gonna perform? Because I assume Jay is gonna perform, and I assume that Kanye is gonna be there. Because I
All right,
think they have to
where's the Super Bowl?
where is it in LA again this year? Or
I
is it
don't think it's in LA. So hold on, let me somebody in the comments, y'all look and find out where the Super Bowl is. I I don't understand. Like, I don't think you're gonna get Taylor Swift, Jay Z, Rihanna, and Kanye. Does the Super Bowl have that
it's
level of
in
cash? Does
it's
the
in
NFL have that cash? Yes.
it's in Phoenix. It's in
Ain't no real artist coming from Phoenix.
Hey, Phoenix apparently is little Las Vegas, which we learned last time we were in Phoenix. And
I
they go
don't.
pretty hard.
I
They
don't
go
think.
pretty hard in Phoenix.
I don't think you can. Like, I don't think Phoenix has a Snoop Dogg, Kendrick Lamar,
You would be surprised.
Dr. Dre. I don't think that they have that. Um,
I'm just saying, like, if you think about her collabs, the only shocking collab that I think would break the internet, would literally break the internet in half, is if she performs with Chris Brown. That would be like
I
the
don't think
world
you.
would fall apart.
See, and I think because of the NFL's issues with domestic violence, I don't think they let Chris Brown anywhere near the Super Bowl.
Okay, but I mean, so I mean, we don't have to go down this hole because I do think ASAP Rocky, the father of her child, has had his own run-ins with domestic violence.
Hey,
But
hey,
I'll sit that on the side for a
I
second.
don't think.
Hey,
Would
but
it be a great show?
think of all her music. Like, who are her collabs? Her collabs are SZA, Jay, Kanye. Who else does she collab with?
And she's headlining, so you know she's going to be doing the big ones.
Right.
See, all right. So here's the question, though. You made the argument that she's releasing new music. Do you release new music pre Super Bowl so you can do it at the
No,
Super Bowl, or do you
no.
release the new music at the Super Bowl and then people go and then your album drops at midnight?
You do it at the same time, right? You do it at the same time
Then how
because
are we going to sing along with the
literally,
songs?
literally, what's going to happen is a week before the Super Bowl, or like a month before the Super Bowl, a new single will drop,
Or she'll drop a single. I got it.
and then that single will go so hard that people will know that song, and then the week before another song will come out, and her doing the Super Bowl will be the launch of the tour. That's like, oh, we're going on tour in a few weeks, few months. Come and get your tickets. Blah 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 blah. Right? It's gonna be crazy.
I mean, I'm excited. I mean,
And she apparently had a boycott.
yeah.
I'm looking at
When
this. She had a
when
boycott.
when Colin was
Yeah.
kneeling,
Right. I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy. It's
Oh,
kind of crazy.
speaking of Colin Kaepernick, this has nothing to do with Colin Kaepernick, but you saw your boy Brett Favre was stealing millions from this is ancillarily football. That was a great transition. But
Hey,
um
if you're gonna talk ancillary. So I think you do have to talk about Brett Favre demanding millions from the welfare agency of Mississippi to
exactly
help build a stadium. Right.
for freaking volleyball. Not to
But what
take
I want to
anything
call
away from the volleyball athletes, right?
but what I want
But
to
come
call
on.
out is that ESPN's coverage of Jameis Winston stealing crab legs
Yep.
shut down the whole network.
Wall to
It was like
freaking wall.
wall-to-wall coverage. Brett Favre taking millions from the poorest state in the country
Yep.
gets no coverage, right?
But so what the crazy thing is, as you dig deeper in this story, this is not the first time he's done this.
Scratch a
Like
lie, find a thief.
like he did it. So I don't know. I don't think he took money from welfare, but everywhere his daughter plays, his that school gets a new volleyball stadium. Her
Right,
high school, he forced the issue and got the high school to build a new volleyball stadium. And as much as I feel like, I love it. Every athlete should be able to play in the best spaces. We are still talking about volleyball, right? Like I
right,
think we have
right,
to remember the size of the impact of the gift and how many kids this is actually impacting, right?
right.
It's like some of this is obviously going to be tied to wealth and race, because if you're an equestrian player or person, is an equestrian person a player?
Writer.
Rider, equestrian rider, right? That's a wealth driven sport, right? So they always have access to the best stuff. But if you have that access, the school shouldn't be the ones being held responsible for paying for those upgrades, nor should the welfare system in this country or in a state.
This is trash, man. It's trash.
Trash,
I don't have much more to say about it being hot effing trash.
trash,
Like that's just
trash,
that's
trash.
super garbage, right? Can we stay with drama in football before we get to the drama in the NBA first, right?
Yeah, do it. Let's go for it.
So first, let's talk about college football this past weekend. It was an insane week.
Are we talking about Middle Tennessee?
No,
Oh,
I'm talking about Clemson and their game with Wake that went to 2 overtimes.
yeah.
That game was insane. And then to see the Texas A&M game that had the wild fumble at the 1 yard line, run back with a defensive lateral. And
Yep.
it's like a defensive lateral that ran all the way back for the touchdown. It was crazy this weekend. College football was insane this weekend.
So
And Georgia, y'all not immune
no.
because
Hold on. Kirby already
what?
talked about that. We
What?
can talk about what Georgia did. But we're also, before we get to Georgia, Middle Tennessee beat Miami.
Yeah, at Miami.
At Miami.
And that's
100 and something. What did they get? I forgot what they got. Like they got 14 mil to
they ain't get
play.
14 mil. They ain't
What
get
was it? No, was it 140,000? Something like that. I think it was
it
140,000.
was it was in the thousands.
Yeah,
But
there we go. I think I got the number right.
if we gonna talk about money, Georgia paid Kent State 1.9 to
They
come
were
in
never going to
Georgia.
lose that game.
They weren't going to
No.
lose, but it wasn't supposed to be that close either.
So from what Kirby told me, because thank you, babe, 1.4 million. See, from what Kirby told me, because I got my ear to the streets.
Yeah.
Kirby told me that he instructed his football play, his coordinators to call plays that are the hardest on people. So when you watch the game, you'll see second and third string players playing in situations that they would have not played in. Kirby was like, hey, we're going to win this game. So let's put people in situations that they're not used to being in and see how they respond. Kirby did the right thing and treated it like a
like a
scrimmage.
practice, like a
Hey,
practice.
we're gonna win this game. Let's put these dudes in situations that they gonna be pressed into. To me, that's good coaching. I'm proud of my head coach.
I'm just saying, it was
Proud
a
of my
wild.
head coach.
It's a
Hey,
wild weekend.
the way I see it. So some of this is also like, even if this is Alabama or whatever, like I think as long as you don't lose, just win the damn game.
Yeah.
Because I think when you're at the top, like when you're Clemson, when you're not Clemson, because Clemson, Wake Forest shouldn't have been that close to Clemson. When you're Alabama, when you're Ohio State, now hard for me to believe this, but when you're Georgia, it's hard to keep, we're talking about 18, 19, 20-year-olds. It's hard to keep them motivated. One, it's Kent State.
Right.
Fam, we're not on TV. Stadium half full. Like, we just beat our last 3 teams we played 140-7.
Who
Do
y'all
we
got?
really have to be here?
Who y'all got coming up? Who's
Missouri.
Oh yeah.
And they trash because they lost to Auburn, which is trash. So it's funny because I'm like, yo, we played like boo-boo against Kent State, and now Missouri is about to catch all the smoke that the players probably gonna catch in practice for not playing focused football.
Hey man, I loved
I love it. I loved every minute of college football this weekend.
This weekend was epic. It was every game was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, it's crazy over there. It's crazy in Texas.
But that's college football though.
Texas Tech,
Texas Tech, right?
I was
but
like,
you don't get that in other sports, and that's what makes to me, and for it to be meaningful, right? Like in college basketball, you see, higher seeds lose all the time, but it's not meaningful because they play so many games. But in college football, these boys got 12 games, and if you at the top and you lose one, then you got to win out. And so every game means so much more, and it's like to see coaches and players rise and fall because of pressure.
Right.
It's amazing to watch. It's amazing to watch.
It's great. That's why we love it. So let's keep with this theme of pressure as we transition over to the NBA and the wonderful wide world of Nia Long.
Fam.
And for fiancés, you're not married, right? The head coach of the Celtics.
Which was odd because I think they had been engaged since like 2015.
They've been in it for a minute now.
Like not married. Like I'm like, well, hold up. Like, how long y'all gonna stay engaged?
Hey, that's there are so many things that are eyebrow raising about this, right? So for those that don't know, Nia Long is dating M.A. Udoka. I don't want to butcher the man's name, but he is head coach for the Celtics, like second year. I think this is his second year. So my man's is head basketball coach for the Celtics. And there had been some weird things maybe going on in the background that not a lot of people were clued in with. Nia was spotted many times without him. Apparently, they had maybe been separated a bit, right? And then it came out that the Celtics announced very publicly that they were suspending him
for a year.
Because of an improper but consensual relationship with a female staffer, which rocked the NBA. Matt Barnes, who's another NBA retired player, says, hey, man, y'all got to come through. Everybody in the NBA got a side chick. 2 hours later, deleted his post. He said, the drama going on in Boston is so much worse than everybody understands. And
I want to know
of who the side chick is has set the internet ablaze. Everyone,
I think they said it's the lady who does the team travel.
But
nobody knows.
No one knows for sure. But apparently, what lifted the allegation was that um, he apparently said something improper to her. She reported it, and as they were investigating that, the rumor mill currently has, when they get their legal team together, they're like, why would he feel comfortable saying something to you like this?
Yep.
And then it came out that there's more and more and more and more, and now
Sex in
apparently
locker rooms and stuff.
they have players that don't like him that are coming out the woodworks with stuff.
Man.
He gone. He's probably done in the NBA, but
I don't
now
think he's done in the NBA. I think he is done with this team.
I think he's done with being head coach, at least right now. Right?
Right. Oh no. He's gonna have to sit out. I think he's gonna sit out this year.
And I mean, this is for y'all that don't watch the NBA and are included into to college football or anything like that. The biggest thing here is in his rookie year as coach, he took them to the finals.
Took them to the finals.
So they were kind of the leading team to go to the playoffs again. To sit your head coach down for a year, people are like, that's got to be pretty major.
And
right?
if you're gonna sit him down for a year, you're just building a case to fire him. Like there's no way he comes back after a year and is able to walk back in that locker room and go, well, guys, let's get this practice going.
Right.
Like that's not a real thing.
It's not a real thing. Not a good look.
Hey, can I throw a caveat to this convo in real quick?
Yeah.
So the runner up to that job search was the years ago, I forgot her name, maybe Becky Hammond. She was top assistant coach for the San Antonio Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
First woman as the number 2 assistant head coach or number 2 assistant coach for an NBA team. Boom. She pays her dues with the Spurs, and then finally she starts getting opportunities to interview for head coach. She interviews for that Celtics job and doesn't get it. They give it to him. So she leaves the NBA and goes to coach the Aces, Las Vegas Aces, in the WNBA.
Right.
Aces just won the WNBA championship.
Right.
The same weekend that old boy got suspended for a year.
It's not a good look. It's not a good
look. So your runner up Celtics got a chip in the WNBA, and I don't watch a lot of WNBA, but I'll peek in and watch enough. Her team was balling, like she put together a squad, and them ladies was hooping, and so it looks mighty suspect for
just
her.
It's bad, man. It's a bad look, man.
It's a bad look.
It's a bad look, and
like they could have had Becky.
Hey, and like people are like, how could someone cheat on Nia Long? I was like, man, this goes back to Halle Berry, Beyonce. It's if you got crab dudes do crab dude shit. You know what I mean?
Hey, like, and that's, I never understood the argument. Well, I don't understand how you cheat on Nia Long. Like it's people being cheated on across the country, right? Like,
right.
I think it's just a matter of perspective and where you are, right? Like, nope. Keisha hit it on the head. I think no one's immune to it, man or woman. It's people being cheated on across the spectrum. It just happens to be played out on a larger, more grand scale when your name is Beyonce and Jay-Z or Nia Long or whomever.
Well, apparently Nia Long is now working it out with him under some like therapy with a pastor or something.
I think it's probably that pastor. Who that pastor down in South Carolina, the big one?
It better not be the one that was charging $5,000 for a prayer circle.
No. That was an old girl. No, that was a woman. I forgot. I don't forget her name too. Juanita Bynum.
Right. That was Juanita Bynum.
Yeah.
No, so
they probably paying to go to Juanita Bynum's.
They're gonna go get this prayer certificate and get this bag and then keep it moving.
I mean, I'm with my wife. I think she already knew before it hit the news.
I think she definitely knew.
Yeah.
I think she definitely knew. It's just a matter, and I'm pretty sure that I think at this scale and juncture, it's like, hey, you know, I'm kind of paying child support or whatever, right? If I
I
can't
don't
get,
think they got no kids together.
they got a kid, they got like a
Oh, they
10.
do got a kid together.
So it's like, hey, if I'm gonna keep paying, I need a job. So I need you to help save my job, right?
Fam.
Help me save my career,
I mean,
right?
I think Fam, because he was successful, he will he'll take a year off. And then he'll be fired at some point during the year.
Right.
And then he'll join another team as an assistant coach.
Yeah.
He may drop down to college ball as an assistant coach. I don't think he drops down to college ball, actually. I think he'll find a team as an assistant coach because he's too successful. He'll sit on a bench for a while. That head coach will be fired, and then he will be named the interim coach of a new team in 3 years. Watch.
It's kind of crazy, man.
Like, that's how it'll happen.
It's crazy. Oh. Hey, don't be out here tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, be faithful. What's wrong? I don't. It's not hard. You know what I mean? Like, it's really not that hard. Don't do dumb shit. You know what I mean?
Don't do dumb shit.
Right. Right. And it's like Candace say, he fumbled a major bag, and it's like,
Fam. Like not only because you ask unofficial poll, 87% of black men in America,
right.
Nia Long is in their top 7.
She's up there.
She's in the game, right?
Right.
So not only did you fumble your NBA money back because you was making it ain't number 32 NBA teams. You making real bread, and then you go and fumble. You fumbled the NBA bag and the Nia Long bag.
Right.
Like my man, he ain't Derek Jeter, right? Like Derek Jeter was notorious for
Right.
always leveling up. Derek Jeter dated everybody under the sun.
Right.
Always finding prime number ones, right? He ain't that dude. He's not Derek Jeter. So he is not gonna be getting A1 prime no more.
Hey. But
Hey.
now you out here embarrassing people.
Fam.
Go sit down. Go sit down. Right. But now, what else? What else happened this weekend? We have to talk. We have about 15 minutes left in this episode.
Can we just whatever else happens? Well, can we just go to the Thrones?
We got to go to the Thrones. We promised everyone that today's episode we would talk about episode 5 and 6.
And I will say, yesterday, Candace we watched it together. So we mended. I think we are back on track. You know, bridges have been healed.
Yeah.
Wounds have been mended. Your wife says she logging off because she behind. So I think my wife and we have mended the bridge. We are back on track because we watched our one show that we watched it together. So
hey, so just like for Danielle, spoiler alert, because we are talking about this.
Hold on. How far behind is Danielle?
I don't know. I left her back at like episode 4. So maybe she's on 5, maybe she's up to 6. I don't know. But we've got to talk about this. This is
I will
episode
say
5.
Go ahead. Jump in.
Episode 5 has the wedding. And as we know in a Song of Fire and Ice, whatever world, weddings never go well, right? So can we talk about the lead up to how modern is it that Princess Rhaenyra and Laenor Valerian, the black dude, right?
Yep.
Them worked out open marriage behind their parents' back, where they like, oh yeah, so I like my food and you like your food. There's no reason why we should have to change our diets. I was like, what is this, Seinfeld? What is this like? We don't have to complicate things and do what we want. without each, like you
Yep.
do you, I'm gonna do me.
Yep.
Bring your boyfriend over, I'm doing me,
Yeah.
like
And
that's crazy.
she was crazy.
Then to get to the dinner and see, oh girl, Allison walk through
Yeah,
with the
yeah, yeah.
green joint. It was like complete interruption. That was like, it was probably one of the more stressful dinners that I've ever seen on in a Game of Thrones episode, because then you also had Damon show up out the blue.
Yep.
Like, didn't nobody invite me, but I heard y'all got ribs, right? And sat at the table. They put out a chair. Everybody looked like, oh, so you gonna sit up here? They looked at him as if he was Prince Harry and that was King Charles. Like, oh, you're in town.
You here?
Thank you.
Mm,
I
fam.
guess,
I mean,
right?
but you're skipping. Wasn't that the same episode where Damon killed his wife?
Yeah, in
Like
the
it was like
opener.
it
In
was
the
like,
opener.
yo, first 5 minutes. I'm like, oh, we
And he
finally
was
like
gonna leave her. He was gonna leave her paralyzed on the ground until she said, walk away. Walk away like you
no,
normally
no,
do.
she said, I knew you couldn't finish or something like that.
Right.
She's like, you
And
never could finish. And I'm like, fam.
And this actually goes to what you were saying before, that he has something where he can do it all the time.
He needs Viagra, or he needs like Valerian hymns or Valerian Viagra.
So when she said he couldn't finish and he bashed her head in,
Man.
and it was such a good transition, and the same style as Game of Thrones, where it was just like
Yeah.
chop, right? Bashed her head in, and it was like, yeah, I mean, I inherit her house. So you
Fam.
want to keep talking to me slick?
Fam.
Right.
He looked at her dad. Was it her dad? Okay, first off,
No,
here goes
it was like her cousin or somebody.
my issue was like they introduced her first time we got to see her in the show.
And she was
5
nothing
episodes
like
in.
she was nothing like how he described her.
She was a gangster.
Right.
Like she came in riding that horse, had the bow and arrow ready. She was about to take him down.
Right.
And then all of a sudden he's scared the horse. Boom, she fall off, break her back. And I'm like, damn, like we 5 minutes into the episode.
Right.
And
it was all
she had to
sideways.
go.
And this was just episode 5. So the crazy thing that I had to go back and rewatch was Allison and Sir Kristen Cole, their dialogue, because honestly, I could not figure out why Allison was so upset with Rhaenyra, right? Where it was like Kristen Cole said he was the one that slept with her, wasn't Damon. But was it the fact that Rhaenyra said that she was still a virgin?
So I think she was looking at Rhaenyra to like uphold, virtue and morals and honor and all the rest of that bull. So she believed Rhaenyra and didn't believe her dad. And so she was like, so essentially she turned her back on her dad and was believing Rhaenyra. And then Sir Christian rolls up and he get caught up in a lie. He get caught up telling the truth on something that wasn't about him.
Right. There you go.
Because Allison was questioning her about Damon, and he volunteered information.
Right. There you go, giving a damn when it ain't your
That's
turn.
what I'm saying. So really, he was the weak one.
Why you got to be up here like, yeah, and yes,
yeah, it was me.
It was me.
So
I did
it, which was crazy because that set the stage for what happens at the wedding.
But then you had
at the dinner.
Then you had Sir Creeps a lot lurking in the background, which is did you realize this in episode 5 that guy and Sir Harwin Strong and the Hand are all family?
I didn't notice that until 6.
Right. And then when he started scheming on the front end where he was like, yeah, so she had the tea. She was like, what tea?
No, you got to go back though, because he also was like, yo, you ain't see the fact that she was wearing that green dress. He was the one that said that. So he already planting seeds of rebellion.
But that was before. He told her that before. He caught her in the courtyard and he told her like Rhaenyra had tea delivered. He hoped she felt better. And she was like, "What are you talking about?" And he was like, "Well, the handmaids, they brought her the tea
Yeah.
for sickness." And she was like, "Did she drink it?" He was like, "Oh, I don't know if she drank it, but let's say the cup was empty." And then and then she was like this, "That bitch lied to me."
That's what I'm saying.
Then she calls Kristen Cole. He cops too. And now she's like, "Oh, I'm wearing green." I'm like, yo, this
Fam.
the green dress was a statement piece, definitely.
Hey,
And
but
you could
Christian,
sense the tension building, right? But Kristen Cole, to me,
he got to be the wackest dude in the history of
he
the show.
gotta be like, what the
He,
fuck, man? What
he got fam,
you's an
fam.
asshole, man.
He
Right? And
he
then
to me.
he
Go
gonna get
ahead,
mad and bash in old boy's head. When old
fam.
boy said, all we gotta do is keep they secret. That's it. What's wrong with that? Right?
Like that's what's confusing.
They said I watched the play at the end where when they said, well, the problem with Kristen Cole is he lives by honor. That's not like an honorable life.
You can't be
Like
honored if
neither
you smashing
yeah, you
the
smashed the
princess.
daughter, man. What you got?
And where the honor at? Because you were supposed like I think all the King's Guard ain't supposed to be smashing no way.
Right. And you out here dry snitching,
That's what I'm
right?
saying. Like,
So
bro, you
then
can't be that soft.
so then he go to the courtyard to commit suicide. Here come Allison walking up like, oh, I'm Captain Save a Ho, right?
Fam.
Next thing you know, we jump 10 years into the future.
He's
And
still
now,
holding grudges.
wait. Rhaenyra is giving birth to a kid, and the handmaid comes in and say, I'm sorry, my madam. The queen wants to see the baby immediately. I gotta give Rhaenyra props. I ain't never seen nobody. I've seen women give birth, right? And I'm like,
Fam.
whoa, this is a lot. She put on a dress and walked through the castle bleeding. Did you see the
Fam.
trail of blood behind
Fam.
her? Yo.
Tasha, we talking about Game of Thrones. Fam. So what
And now
here are my issues.
she gonna rub the baby's head, look at his hair, and be like, and then did you hear the shade that she said to Lenore?
Yeah. He's like, one day you'll get one that look like you.
Keep trying, Sir Lenore. Maybe one day you'll get one that
Fam.
looks
Okay,
like you.
so
And
two
it's like,
issues.
bitch.
Like, Sir Christian got to be the wackest dude ever in the history of
This
TV. And how you
wow.
holding a grudge 10 years in the game?
Hey, this is
10
what
years?
wait. This what I gotta say. This is what I gotta say about this. Queen Allison would love to say that she is above the fray, like morally, like she's on a moral high ground. I'm upholding the honor. But Kristen Cole would have never voted old boy into that fight, right? Had she not said, what about honor? These things and now and then come forward in the episode where she mentioned it to Sir Creeps a lot, right? And he was like, Madame,
He's Smeagol.
wouldn't do. He murdered his brother
And his daddy.
Just to make her on the payroll.
Fam, no. Not only did he murder his father and his brother, he set his own castle on fire.
And then tried to tell this whack ass story. Well, you know it's haunted and you know it's bad luck.
Shawty, you said you wanted me to set it on fire.
Father and your brother, right?
For a chick that you not smashing.
And he's up here dry snitching with the ops.
Fam.
What's wrong with you, bro?
Fam.
You up here with the ops, you up here with Queen Allison dry snitching at tea time. Like this what y'all do, like, hey, so what you hear? Because what I hear is that people out here tripping. What you hear, Queen? You know what I mean? Hey, tripping.
Here go my issue. So part of my issue, Rhaenyra, how you gonna be that messy?
Right. You're gonna have 3 kids by
You
the boy.
having 3 kids?
3
Like
kids by the boy.
everybody in your whole family got white hair.
Right.
Everybody.
Even husband, even your husband got white hair. It's weird. It's super
Fam,
weird.
hey, I can't even lie
It's
to you
like
though. The white hair on the black people do look fire. Like
the
whoever
black
keeping
hair,
their wigs tight,
the black, the white hair on the black chick looked fire.
yeah, that's what I'm
The,
saying.
the white hair on the black dude looked a
Hold on,
little
when he
hard.
had the shave sides when he got a little older, I was like,
Yeah,
yo, that's a good look.
but then you got to ask yourself, who out here? Who is out here
Whoa,
in King's Landing giving out
hey,
fade?
hey, Westeros, you're not gonna question
Who doing
Westeros
fade?
barbershop.
Who doing fade?
Hey,
But
no, if they got
hey,
black people, you know they got a barber.
hey, how about somebody in Westeros is out here giving out the
Giving
King's
lineups.
Landing, giving out the King's Landing fade like it's a Brooklyn fade, like hit that off, hit this
See,
line.
so I think what happened is he probably because he liked to frequent the brothels. The best barber shops are always in the hood. So he walked down to so he left
Hey,
the brothel,
I
messing with the
just want to
dudes.
know. I just want to know who twisting these locks, right?
Fam, you know it's a black chick down there
It's somebody out there with some shea butter or somebody.
in the
Somebody
parking
out here
lot of the Westeros Kmart. I guarantee you they got a City Trends. They got like a
They got a
Kroger City
trend.
Center in Westeros
They
Hood.
got a city trend.
They got City Trends, and I guarantee
Hey,
you it's somebody in there rolling
the
locks.
locks was fresh. The
I'm
locks were
telling you.
fresh.
I'm
Right?
hey, I
And he had
guarantee
it
you.
braided back. He had it braided
That's
back
what I'm
like
saying.
he just got it done. It's
That
like,
doesn't happen that don't happen in the upper portion of Westeros. You got to cross
right.
the train tracks and go into the hood. I
Hey,
guarantee you there's a barbershop down there.
but I gotta say, at first 5 episodes, I wasn't a big fan of Rhaenyra, right? This episode 6, Queen Alicent and her family get on my goddamn last nerve.
Yeah. She's
Right?
soft as hell.
Hey, her son gave me Joffrey vibes when this
Fam,
dude was out here
he's
whacking it.
so soft.
He's whacking it out of the window. He's like, and you're like,
Fam.
seriously? You out here whacking it off in front of all these people in King's Landing?
Is this your king? That's what I'm saying. Is this your king?
Is this your
Is this
king?
your king?
And then he said, I gotta fault Queen Allison again for being like, don't you understand what's happening here? He's like, what's wrong with Jacaerys being king? I'm cool. Rhaenyra is cool. She my sister, right? She's like, she will kill you.
Yeah.
She ain't thinking about you.
Rhaenyra wasn't checking for that boy.
She wasn't even looking. But y'all gonna start a war. You ready to do this? Y'all want to throw down?
And the fact that at the end of the episode, she shot them deuces and went to Dragonstone.
Right. Hey, but now the thing they didn't show is Laenor is gonna find out that Rhaenyra is dead.
Oh
because she went out like a word. And I gotta say, that was the realest. That was
she went out like a G.
She went out like a G. She said, "Dracarys."
But her hair was still tight though. Her hair was still tight.
It was kind of late.
Her edges was laid.
She went out in a
That's what I'm saying.
Like, y'all ain't gonna do me like how y'all did.
Yes. So here go my question.
Right.
You could see in the crazy part about that scene was you could see the pain in that dragon.
Right.
Like, so first off, how the hell did she got that? You know she was a G if she got the biggest freaking dragon in the city.
No. So here's the thing that because I looked this up because they do kind of they kind of allude to this. Her dragon was one of the first dragons from Aegon the original. That
dragon old as hell.
So that was Aegon the original his sister's dragon, and that mug is old.
It's huge.
The older the dragon, the bigger they get.
Yeah.
Right? And that one is a beast. It's a monster, right? So what I'm kind of interested in is when in this next episode in the trailer they said someone took the dragon. Who you
Who
think that
gangster
is?
enough to took that dragon?
I
One of
know.
his daughter, her daughter.
No. I think it's oh boy,
Who?
the one that doesn't have a dragon right now. I think Allison.
You think he gangster enough to ride that dragon?
I think Allison is gonna come over and take that dragon back
Fam,
and give it
Allison
to her
ain't
son.
Allison.
Because
No,
no, think about it. Think about it. It's the dance of the dragons, right? These sides got to ante up, and whoever got the bigger dragons
I
are
think he
are
gets
the
the
monsters.
one that I. So you remember in that scene where he goes down into the dragon pit and it's
Yeah,
that big ass dragon that scares him.
nah,
I
he
thought
ain't
I thought
going.
that was the dragon he getting.
No, I think he gonna take Lanera's, right?
Fam.
And that it's because they gonna ante up their dragons and be like, if Aegon the second has one, Amon gets another one, and then they have whatever's left at King's Landing. They're anteing up right now because the real war is between Aegon 2, Amon, Jacaerys, all the kids. It's like them that go at it.
So he got my issue because right now, then it's not even. The sides aren't level
Oh,
because
it's about
because whatchamacallit, even if you say Damon's dragon and Rhaenyra's dragon, and then I'm assuming Tight Locks dude got a dragon,
yeah,
so they only rolling with the three.
right. But they had 4. And now they're gonna tip it
I
back.
think Rhaenyra's daughter, because see, remember Rhaenyra's
Oh,
daughter ain't got no dragon yet either.
I know. So one, Damon's daughters, they're twins. One of them has a dragon.
Right, the other one don't.
The other one has an egg that hasn't hatched. And
But she
that's the
said
one she
50% of those don't hatch.
right. And some people just never get a dragon. That's what
She
happened
getting
to
the
old boy.
she
That's
getting
what
the dragon.
That's what no, I'm telling you, Allison is gonna come and
But
take that dragon because
old girl is getting a dragon.
she's gonna want Aegon and Aemon to have the 2 biggest dragons because Starfire or whatever Aegon's one is a badass dragon too, right?
Rhaenyra's daughter, because she was the closest to that daughter, she's getting a dragon. You can't do this whole episode, this whole show, and the woman goes out like a gangster, but her favorite daughter don't get no dragon. Fam,
She's not gonna get it. She's not gonna get
it. So part of the only way that Allison can get the dragon, who's she gonna roll over there to take the dragon? Because she can't ride the son bitch.
Well, I think she's gonna. I don't know exactly how this works out, but that dragon is not staying on. They will be damned to keep that old of a dragon. That's like keeping Daenerys's black dragon with the ops. They ain't gonna let that dragon stay over.
So that means then to me, that means that dragon that's in the crypt right now, that's big as hell, that scared the shit out of everybody in the show, ain't staying in Westeros.
No, that dragon that's down there in that pit, that's not bigger than the one that.
No, it's not. I'm saying, but that's a badass dragon, and it ain't staying in that pit.
Well, remember, the whole reason, if you really go back to the episode, they really do kind of they tell you this is where it's going because the episode opens up with the kids down there, and he's telling them like, once you start speaking to your dragon, it bonds to you, and no one else can tell it what to do. Only in death, right? As soon as they find out that Rhaenyra is dead, that dragon is up, right? So somebody can go and bond with that dragon, they can take it.
I would also argue that it's going to be hard for that dragon to kill his rider and then go bond with a weak ass like the Allison kids.
You got to remember that dragon's already had multiple riders already.
Oh, 100%. But I'm also thinking dragon also probably got a little wisdom on his side too now. Like you ain't gonna be no punk ass dragon to last that long.
I'm telling you, when you go back and look at it, right? If you look at it, Allison and them are gonna take that dragon, and it's gonna
And
be Amon's. It's gonna
and
be
I think so. If that happens, that's gonna set them two girls off.
No, I think to Candace is asking about Damon. I don't think Damon's going to give it to her. I think this is what's going to draw that line in the sand for Damon. That because up until now, for the past 10 years, he's been cool with standing on the sidelines. Once he finds out that he can't give his daughter that dragon because someone took it, he gonna cross that line. And the way the plot lines are landing up right now, it's gonna be real serious, real quick when Rhaenyra, and Damon find out that Allison took that dragon and gave it to Aegon and Aemon, right?
I think the part that his daughter is going to get a dragon. So
I don't think she gets a dragon.
I think she gets a dragon
because I don't think she's a dragon.
Her whole goal is she's close to her mom. She's closer to her mom than the other daughter is.
That don't
she want to be. She gonna be a gangster.
I mean, look at Viserys. Viserys was a dragon rider only for technicality. He rode that big ass skull, and like he said. But what did he? And that's my point. Is he said, I don't have that same fire. Like
no, he said he's a dreamer. He said he was a dreamer.
I'm a dreamer. They are fire for real.
Well, no, but I also think I think what we're talking about are two different kinds of people, right? I think Viserys said, I'm a dreamer. I cast vision, right? Because that's what he does. And then you have writers. There's nothing about that little girl that says I'm a visionary.
Oh, I'm not saying that she's a visionary. I'm just saying she might not be a writer.
I think she goes.
Those writers, that little girl that's a lot like Damon. She got that fire. That's like, oh, we tooling up. Oh, we tooling up, right?
Hey.
You saw it with Jacaerys. When Jacaerys snapped and pushed Aegon down and like hit him with that sword, right? It was like, oh, you got that fire because he's a dragon rider, right? But Aegon gonna be Aegon's a problem.
So hold on, Aegon is the second kid, not the first one.
Aegon is the older.
See, hold on. He the one that's jacking off in the window.
Yeah, he's a problem.
They gonna have to time skip again because that nigga, the little dude right there, he's soft as hell to me.
No, but I'm telling you, he is one of the primary antagonists of this whole deal.
He gonna have to step up. He gonna have to step up.
Some of the drama that has to go down here between these two lines, the greens and the blacks, it's about to be on and popping. And that's why I love how they're setting it up, because in the book, at least I know this much, that in the book, what causes Rhaenyra, they've already changed up from the book. In the book, what causes Rhaenyra to go to Dragonstone is, when they were down in the pit playing, the kids, and then when they were kind of in the yard sword fighting, right?
Yep.
Jacaerys, who is Rhaenyra's oldest son, right, who's destined to take the throne, pushes Alicent's second, Aemon, right, and pops him in the eye, and his eyeball comes out.
Oh, that's right. So that's where the scar comes from.
That's where the scar comes from. And then Aemon goes to his mom, and his mom is like, eye for an eye. I want his eye. I want you to take Jacaerys's eye out. And Rhaenyra's like, bitch, please put your hands on my child. And the king is like, why don't we just split everybody up, right?
Damn.
But now you've seen that they've already shifted these spaces, because the real war here is
kid.
Rhaenyra and Alicent are more like the seniors, right? Yeah, they got some drama and they're gonna go to war and they're gonna tool up. But it's really Aegon, Jacaerys, all these kids, when they get older, they start going at it, right?
I'm excited to see where it goes, but I gotta get my girl a dragon, because she can't have a gangster mama and then have to sit on the sideline for the war.
I mean, this could also turn Daemon into being the old wise, like, hey man, like, I don't want to lose my daughters to this game either. You know what I mean? Because
Mm,
I really felt like the daughter softened Damon. Like he didn't speak much during this episode, but what he
I
spoke of was much more of like a, I got kids now. You know what I'm saying?
I think there's I think the dramatics of it all are going to pull everybody in the war, and Damon and his kids are not going to. Well, Damon won't be excluded from it.
It is going to be on and popping because I am excited to see what happens when Rhaenyra finds out that Harwin Strong is dead, the Hand is dead, and Rhaenyra, who is her best friend in like the books, like they're really close. She is also dead because then. And if you think about the quote that they keep on bringing up, well, they're like, "What are kids? Kids are a weakness, something to be managed that can hurt you in the long run, right?"
Yeah.
This is what they're talking about. It's like these kids are where all this big business, you know.
Hey, it's going to be on and popping. I'm intrigued. There has to be another time skip that happens.
Oh yeah, because the guy that's playing Aegon now, he doesn't end the show as Aegon.
Right. He's going to
So
be they're going to age him again
they're gonna age them up to like maybe like late teens, early 20s.
with the
And that
scar.
no. So Aegon, that's Aemon. Aemon
I
is
got you.
the second brother, and he gets a scar. He gets like a badass
But I
scar.
mean, they're going to age him to that point.
They're gonna age them up to be about like Jon Snow's age, like eventually where this goes, like a little bit younger than where they started off the show at, right?
Mm-hmm.
So these kids are gonna be like teenagers that grow into like their 20s and are going to war against each other.
Let's do it. Hey man, we at the spot. You want to go ahead and switch over to hero villain?
Yeah, let's do heroes and villains. This was a great
Let's do
conversation.
it.
Yeah,
It was
man.
good.
So who you got?
I think I got two heroes today, man. Two heroes. Well, really one hero, two stories.
Okay.
For me, hero is science.
Okay.
So today, Keisha put it in the chat earlier. Make sure you go outside. You're supposed to be able to see Jupiter with your naked eye.
Oh,
And then they said if you use binoculars, you should be able to see the rings, the cloud formations around Jupiter.
oh,
And if you have a telescope, you should be able to see at least 3 moons today, because this is the closest Jupiter is going to be for like the next 150 years. So you should be able to go outside today. It should be. They said right now tonight, Jupiter will be the brightest star in the sky. So science thing number one. Science thing number two. Tomorrow, NASA will hit an asteroid with a satellite so that they can test. Can you destroy an asteroid with a satellite, or can you knock an asteroid off course by hitting it with a satellite? So I think
this is NASA's massive plan to save
hey
Earth.
bro,
This sounds like the beginning of Armageddon. Where it's
no,
like,
it's the beginning.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna take
the beginning of a movie called I think it's called Asteroid. I think that year, I think we released 2 movies, same concept. One was Armageddon. I think the other one might have been called Asteroid. But that was the premise of that movie. Could you hit it with a could you hit an asteroid with a satellite, knock it off course? Oh no, it's called Deep Impact. Deep Impact. That was the name of that movie, I think. So that's tomorrow. So tomorrow NASA will hit hit an asteroid with a satellite to see what its impact. And so I think that's super dope, because when you think about mechanics about this, the speed at which an asteroid is traveling, and you're going to say, hey, I'm going to hit this rocket with a bullet, right? So, and we're going to see at those velocities what happens, right?
This sounds like a horrible idea.
Oh no! This is amazing to me. So I can't wait to get into the story.
This is when they hit the asteroid with the satellite, right? and then they find out there's something inside the asteroid that they awoken, and it
Mhm.
attacks Earth. And it's like, oh,
Or
y'all throwing shit. Y'all
or
throwing
there's
shit.
something in the asteroid, like there's platinum or titanium, like, oh, there's this rare earth metal that we want. Now we have to figure out how we can go up and get it, right? So
Let's go chase that rocket.
hell yeah, man. So no, I mean, so for me, I think we're the winners in all this, right? No matter how it goes, because whatever's typically developed for for space or for the military eventually trickles down. Like economics doesn't trickle down, but technology does.
Right.
And so I think we'll be the ultimate beneficiaries of this much science and this much investment in space. So two heroes one hero, two science stories.
That's good. That's good. I think my hero, I'm not sure that I have a villain. I just don't want to do villains today. So I think I'm going to stick with just saying my hero is just getting away and getting peace of mind, right? You just got to pause sometimes and get peace of mind. Actually, hero got to be our wives, man. They got together and got their little breakfast thing on and did
Right.
a girls' breakfast day. Big shout outs to Candace, Akuba, who's been on the show with us before, and Danielle for getting a girls' breakfast together. I don't know if that's exactly what they branded it, but props to them for seeking that out and seeking out that connection. So
Yeah.
big props to y'all.
I mean, I'll say this. I was like, hey, can you bring me back something? So while I do love my wife, sorry, that link is really ugly, guys. Star texted it to me. That's the link to her 5K. You guys should all participate. So, I simply asked, hey, while you're out at your women's conference breakfast, right? The mind meld of breakfast, the collaboration of women's empowerment. Bring me back some catfish. I got nothing.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
You got nothing? I got nothing. I didn't get anything. So
I got deemed as a hater in the text group for asking for a to-go plate.
that's okay. We just got to schedule up the guys, get a guys dinner or something.
I think the last time we got together was for your baby shower.
Yeah.
We call it, is this, if a guy does it, is it still called a baby shower?
I don't know.
Like
what
a
it's
guys
called.
get together.
It was just a guys night. So
There you go.
We gotta probably do something else again. We gotta hit it up and get some drinks, go out on the town, do it up.
Right.
She says y'all get so much all the time. Give us something. Danielle said this too. She was like, y'all just went out. And I was like,
fam, we went out the week before you had a child.
Right. She was like, but that was still like y'all went out. And I was like,
fam, she got a hope. Okay, pause. Whoa, time out. Danielle, she got to get back on the show. She got to call in because clearly she got a baby shower.
Right.
And the premise of your thing was guys don't do baby showers, so we'll take you to dinner. Right. So
right.
She can't be mad that she chose to stay inside for hers and we took you out for yours. Like that's not our fault.
Hey, I have no problem with them getting their own thing.
Exactly.
Do y'all thing. You know what I mean?
No
Just
issue.
know when we go out, we going out too. We gotta have some stuff just for us. You know what I mean? So
that's what I'm saying.
Gotta do
y'all chose breakfast on a Friday. We'll choose dinner on a Friday.
Right. They're gonna be mad as hell.
Oh God! Yeah. Well, why y'all going out for dinner? Why can't we go?
Right.
Why don't y'all go do your own thing on Friday? Find a babysitter. Y'all go y'all way. We'll go our way, and then we'll meet up back at home.
Oh, she said bye. She said
she
bye.
gets salty. I didn't say you said it. I'm just saying.
Hey, and then my other props got to go to Keisha because I didn't know Keisha was down with the Deb crew.
Oh yeah. Keisha. I saw Keisha out. She was out in these streets the other day.
Hey, the dab looked great this year, Keish. It looked like y'all had a great time out there.
Can we talk about that next week? Because I got real issue with this thing.
About not
Let's
going, about not
no,
going, or
I don't understand why I'm gonna pay somebody money to bring my own tables, chairs, dinner, and sit outside in the parking lot and eat with y'all.
kind of gotta experience it though.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's one of them things where it's the whole thing about it.
Can
It's
we just
like
do this in the backyard and not have to ride MARTA with
yeah,
tables and
but
chairs?
it's not gonna be the same though.
Is it? Are we
You know,
sure? Can we try?
no, we thought about possibly trying to do our own in the backyard, but you know,
You can
we
do it in my backyard.
we
Like,
gotta rent a tent and all that stuff, and that's how we came to the conclusion that it probably wasn't a big deal, big enough to do it like that. But Deb is cool. Deb is cool. If you
I
get
just struggle with seeing all us riding on MARTA with wagons with tables and chairs and whole meals and
I
fam.
I've never done the Uber part of it. I've never done the MARTA part of it. What you could do is wait till everyone gets there and then be like, call me when y'all get there and tell me where it's at so I can park.
But I struggle.
Ain't
Like,
walking.
Candace and I ain't never went, and we were like, yo, like who like I ain't riding, I ain't paying no money to bring my own tables, chairs, food.
Oh
Ain't
no,
got it.
you slip down the escalator. Oh no,
See,
damn,
see,
damn,
see.
damn,
We just
damn.
do no, we just do this in the backyard. I charge how much y'all charge for dinner and blanc?
I don't even know. That's damn
What is it,
good.
like 100? Y'all can give your boy 75. And I had your meal, I had your tables and chairs, and you all you got to do is show up for 75 a head.
Hey, I've heard of some places that do table valet and all that stuff where they'll set you up and everything. You ain't got to bring that. And honestly, if you're really good at doing that, then you'll do it in a way that you ain't really got to hold that much. You don't got to be dragging stuff back and forth with all that. So I mean, there's a way to do it and do it up.
It just
But
don't
that
make
is
sense to
cool. That is cool though. Getting out with your friends, doing something outside now that the pandemic's over. Get out
my
there,
back
enjoy
my
yourselves.
backyard is available for 75 a head.
Yeah. Tripping. All right, man. Let's get out of
Hey
here.
man, hey, great show, guys. We'll be back. There's no reason why we won't be back next week.
Hey, you better knock on wood because last time we said that we was gone for like 2 months.
Because you had a child. And then I moved.
All right, y'all.
Hey
Great.
man, yeah, great show. Kerry, thanks, bro.
Hey, how we closing this out? You closing
I'm
it out?
Jeff.
I'm Carrie. Peace out, y'all.
Great Mondays, baby.